My companion seems to be missing. I do not know what has become of him.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you will ever listen to.
Your final bros are here. Brian Hopper LaGrasta and Shane, sometimes I stick to the wall, Smith. And it is Uwe Boll week here at the final podcast. And what I really mean about that is we're reviewing the third movie we've ever done by Uwe Boll here.
It's time for BloodRayne.
Video game remakes abound. We've done House of the Dead. We've done Alone in the Dark. And now we're doing the vampire flick BloodRayne starring your girl, Kristana Loken?
Yep. Oh, yeah. So, did you realize we're kind of going in order of his movies? In 2003, he directed House of the Dead. 2005, he directed Alone in the Dark. And then also in 2005, BloodRayne. Which means that if we're going to keep that trend, we're doing Seed next.
Oh, fucking kill me.
That is not a Final Pod movie. That is a Final Friday movie.
For sure.
But it gets us one step closer to Postal, which we're going to do on Final Friday, I think. Yeah, 2007.
What about Far Cry? On Final Friday?
That's pure action. Because isn't Postal just an action movie technically? So those have to be Final Friday movies.
But you know you're going to do them.
100%. There's no doubt in my mind. We were supposed to have Mike G here today, but he's at the Yankee game.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I was going to take us for it. Got it. Yep. Yeah, because this is actually like, you may think, oh, this is just the shitty movie that they're reviewing because they want to review Uwe Boll movies because the final podcast is a bunch of fucking psychos.
Yeah.
But the reality is the movie that literally invented the passion bomb.
Yes. So this movie started it all with one scene in a jail cell that shouldn't have even been in the movie because it absolutely made no sense of why it happened. It
happened so quick. There was no build up to it. It literally just happened.
Yes. And Mike, I just out of nowhere, it's like, you see my finger? My finger's wiggling.
Wiggling finger.
For her little passion bump.
All the passion in the world.
And that's how it started.
And I would argue that it is probably the best tit lick of all time.
It's fantastic. It's a phenomenal tit lick.
Goated tit lick.
Yeah. Like, people take fucking notes because this is how you lick a tit.
Yeah. 100%. No, this is literally like, I was even telling Caitlin, I'm like, this movie was renowned by Mike G for starting the passion bomb because of this OG tit lick that literally came from out of nowhere.
Yes. They had no chemistry. I think they were on the film together for like all 5 minutes up until this point, and then they're just like, yo, I'm going to lick your tit.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, out of nowhere.
I'm going to fuck you up against a jail cell, and I'm going to lick your tit.
Yeah, there's just no rhyme or reason. Like, it makes no sense, and it almost makes it hotter and better.
Sure.
Michael Madsen's drunk in the corner during the scene.
Yeah, so essentially what I read in the IMDb trivia, if you have it up.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's a lot of trivia, though.
There's speculation that he was drunk during this.
Mm-hmm.
There's also speculation that a lot of people didn't like this movie. Even the girl that voiced, the girl Laura Bailey, I think she's from Critical Role and that show Legend of the Vox Machina, which I did watch on Amazon. She said that the show was terrible. She was the voice of Rain in the series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is nothing new. We know Uwe Boll's movies are trash. But if you're gonna talk shit about it, you gotta box them. So
that's right. Oh God, we can't rip him too much because I don't want to box the man.
He'd fuck us up because he's German and probably big.
Oh yeah, Uwe Boll is actually the one that said Michael Madsen was frequently drunk throughout the film.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah, he's the one who said. Wow, it's just like interesting looking at this
because like Michael Madsen might have been one of the worst castings for somebody. Like Michael Madsen should definitely not have been in this movie. He does not fit this character whatsoever.
Well, because his hair is so fake.
It's so fake, and his voice, like this is more of like a 17th century or 18th century movie where people had like these different, more like Renaissance type accents, where he just talks like degenerate gambler.
Yeah, your opening quote is the best. Guard, he says, Thrall, my companion is missing. I don't know what's become of him.
I do not know what's become of him. It's literally how he talks. Yeah. It's literally so like straight-laced.
I never know like what 100% is accurate in IMDb, but I like this one where it's like Ben Kingsley when asked why he was in this movie, and it's just like, to be honest, I've always wanted to play a vampire with teeth and the long black cape, so let's just say my motives were somewhat immature. It's actually fascinating.
I don't know, like, if you're in an Uwe Boll movie, these are big actors during the time. Like, Michael Madsen was clearly established.
Yeah.
So was Ben Kingsley. He had an Oscar at this point. Is it just a paycheck, or are they making money, or are they just like, oh, this is a cool concept, I think this might be something? But he's also made 2 absolute dog shit movies up to this point.
That's the thing. So, like, he already has his reputation with, like, House of the Dead and...
Alone in the Dark.
Yeah, so, like, it's weird because they're still after this. They're still, like, In the Name of the King, which gets a pretty big cast, right? There's, like, a lot of famous people in that.
Christina Loken's in that one, too, I think. So... am I supposed to believe that, like, so House of the Dead came out first, right?
Yes.
And then Alone in the Dark.
Yes.
And then this.
Yes. Then he does Seed.
Right after this?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then he does In the Name of the King. So, like, you saw Seed, BloodRayne, Alone in the Dark, and House of the King, and you're like, yeah, I guess I could dabble in this with him.
So he's a guy that really never picks it up.
07, he does Postal.
Like, it's funny, it's entertaining, it's nothing, like, groundbreaking.
No, but then it's
wild.
Then it's very much it for him, because after that he does BloodRayne 2 Deliverance, which he got no one back. He had to recast Rain.
Yeah.
And Clint Howard, I believe, is in that
I think
one.
Zach Ward's in it, too.
Yeah. But Zach Ward would be in anything.
Yeah.
Then he does 1968 Tunnel Rats.
Wonderful.
He does Far Cry.
Yep.
Which was boring as shit.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Then he does a movie called Stoic. But then he does Rampage, which is another video game movie we haven't seen. And then there's like just some other shit I've just never heard of. I'm not even going to mention.
Is he still making movies?
He does BloodRayne, The Third Reich in 11. He does Blubberella. Uwe Boll plays Hitler in that movie.
Awesome.
In the Name of the King of the Two Worlds. What's his most recent movie? Let's see that. 2022, he directed a movie, Hana, Deutschland in Winter. So really, 2016, he did Rampage, President Down.
He primarily does like the video game adaptations. Yeah. I don't think he really deviated from that. Is Seed a video game adaptation though?
No, Seed is not. Seed, I think, is like an original.
And that might even be worse than the other ones.
Seed is bad. So, like, when he has no source material, he's at his worst.
House of the Dead might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but gosh, is it entertaining.
It's so wild.
Oh, it is just horrible. And for some reason, he loves casting Will Sanderson.
Will Sanderson is actually the main character, I think, in Seed.
And, like, what the fuck is his haircut
Because he plays
movie?
Seed.
What is his haircut?
Oh, he has arrows pointing to his ears and his mouth.
It's insane. It is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's like, how did, like, man, I don't get it. Because, like, didn't Kristanna Loken do, like, Terminator 3 around this time?
Yeah, that's like her biggest movie. It's like her biggest role.
She was also in, what, like, Species, right? Or something. Okay, so she did Terminator 3 in 03. And 2 years later, the only work she could get is BloodRayne?
Insane.
God.
But, like, I can't blame these people because, like, for some reason, I don't know why Uwe Boll movies are a draw.
Yeah.
They've proven nothing but flop.
Yeah.
And they draw.
It's so weird.
It's got to be paychecks. They got to get a lot of money and it's got to flop.
So, with all that said, let's get our paycheck and jump into the Spooky Pit.
BloodRayne, released in 2005, a freak show vampire escapes to join up with vampire slayers to kill the evil man who raped her father. Directed by Uwe Boll, stars Kristanna Loken as Rain, Ben Kingsley as Kagan, Michelle Rodriguez as Katerin, Michael Madsen as Vladimir, Matthew Davis as Sebastian, and Will Sanderson as Domastier. You know, I read somewhere, I think it's in the trivia too, that they were considering Jessica Alba for Michelle Rodriguez's role.
I saw that. How did they even get Michelle Rodriguez? Isn't she in the middle of, like, the Fast series during this? And, like...
And you need a tough chick, so they're like, all right, well, we know we'll typecast Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, but, like, how does Michelle Rodriguez even, like, agree to do this movie?
You think she's above this?
Actually, yeah.
Like, way above this.
She's in the Fast series. Like, that's one of, like, the highest grossing movie series of all time.
I know.
Like, I'm not saying she's a great actress, because she's not. She's good at kicking ass, but, like, her British accent in this movie is worse than anything I have ever done.
What else is she in besides the Fast series? Like,
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, that's right. She always plays like a fucking badass chick.
Yeah, I'm actually going to look her up, because now I'm just super curious. But Resident Evil and the Fast movies are definitely what stick out in my mind. Let's see. SWAT.
She's not an Italian job, right?
I do not think so.
No,
she is in SWAT,
that's
though.
Charlize Theron. I think Stephen
Oh,
Dorff.
she's in Machete.
Machete. Is Stephen Dorff in SWAT?
I believe.
No, I know Colin
No,
Farrell.
yeah.
Colin Farrell's in SWAT.
She was in Avatar?
Of course she was, Shane.
I don't even remember that.
Sam Worthington was.
She plays a Marine in Halo 2.
Sure.
I'm actually going to just look up the movie SWAT real quick because now I'm just curious who actually was in that movie. Sammy L., Colin Farrell, Michelle Rodriguez, LL Cool J, Josh Charles, Jeremy Renner. Wow, this cast is fucking sick.
James Vanderbeek?
Is he in this?
I just said a name. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's not in this.
Okay.
I kind of want to watch SWAT now. Okay, let's talk. Maybe we should talk about BloodRayne.
Yeah. BloodRayne. Vampire flick. Damn Fear.
Damn Fear. So we see our main characters, which are Michael Madsen, who, what's his name in the actual movie?
Vladimir.
And
Sebastian.
Sebastian and Katerina.
Katerina. Yeah. Katina.
Katina. The Catalina wine mixer.
Katerin.
Okay, so the three of them, they're walking around town. They're asking questions. They kill a vampire next to a vendor, and no one even questions
They're
it.
like Van Helsing types. They just kill vampires.
So this is we established right away this is a universe that accepts that vampires are real. And they're a real problem, and we like when people stake them through the heart.
Yep. And like she is a like main attraction at a sideshow for being like a vampire freak.
Yes. So this is where I have my questions. I don't know this video game at all.
I've never played it, not once.
So her thing is like her flesh melts from just basic water.
Well, they say that vampires can't cross water. It's a
Yes.
weird thing.
So yeah, that was my question because that's not that. I mean, from vampire lore, I know it has to be holy water.
I've never heard anything about vampires and water before.
And that's what I was going to ask. Is that a BloodRayne thing?
That is a BloodRayne thing, and that is literally, I've never heard of that before.
No, but I even mean just like, is it a video game BloodRayne thing?
I don't.
But you didn't play the game,
know.
so you wouldn't know.
I have no idea. All I know is if that's the truth, vampires could not absolutely drink water. It actually makes no sense because you would not be able to exist as a Danfear because you literally, as a human, are made up of water.
Water, exactly. So I'm assuming Uwe Boll is just being stupid.
This is gay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very dumb.
I want to die.
Just thinking about it?
Yes.
Yeah, no, same. Especially with the traps that come later. So yeah, we do learn though, then they like feed her water. No, They feed her blood and she'll off her wounds heal. And fucking, oh my God. In like a fucking Oreo commercial, they give her a fucking blood mustache.
So stupid. And they flash it back at the end too.
Multiple
To
times.
see like how much blood she's fucking consuming at these sideshows.
Why did they have to give her the blood mustache?
I don't
It's
know.
so stupid.
Horrible.
So then we see Ben Kingsley. He is Kagan, and he wants them to his people to go out and find Rain. Apparently, they need her because that's his daughter, and they're both looking for these three sacred vampire items, like a rib, a heart, and the eye.
And the thing is, like the story is that it's his daughter. He raped her mother, who was a human, which created her as a Danfear, which is like half vampire, half human.
Yeah. So that's the whole story here. It's not going to make much sense or really even matter because there's also subplots with Billy Zane that are just dropped.
Nothing matters in this movie because they don't develop literally anything.
No.
Nothing is developed. You don't care about anything. You won't care about any or have any investment in any character, any storyline. The dialogue is trash. The choreography is trash. Literally, anytime a sword falls down on somebody, there's a blood sprinkler from the bottom of the ground that just sprouts up. If they hit him on the side of the shoulder, it sprouts up from the ground. You're like, what the fuck? The directional blood flow makes no sense. It's garbage.
I love your rant. That was perfect. That was well
Garbage.
said. We're actually going to see Rain escape. They show her escape, how she like got out. We come across our heroes, Sebastian, Vlad, and Katarine, and they start decapping all the dead bodies.
They develop these characters so bad too, because these are characters that you're supposed to like love, and they fucking do not do anything with them at the end. They drop them at the end like fucking potato sacks.
Yes. They meet a girl, and she like explains what happens, and after she gives the information, they kill her.
Kill her, yeah.
Instantly. Yep. Don't even hesitate. She's dead. Then we see Then we see Billy Zane.
Oh, God.
Billy Zane is a bald man.
He's supposed to be the father of Michelle Rodriguez's character, Katerin.
Billy Zane doesn't have hair. In this movie, his wig is so put on wrong and sideways.
Uh-huh.
It's so bad. And, all right, so this is one of 2 Billy Zane scenes in the entire movie. And he's supposed to be writing a letter to his daughter.
Yep.
And he is reading these lines. Like he's just like, yo, get me the fuck out of here. He's like, dearly beloved, we invite thee to help thee in go doing this, etc., blah, 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 signed me.
This is a paycheck, is what you're saying.
This is literally the definition of a paycheck.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally, though, I don't even think I exaggerated. That's what he says.
Well, Michael Madsen also came for a paycheck, too. He is totally checked.
Michael Madsen didn't even come for a paycheck. Michael Madsen came for the fucking wine coolers in the fridge.
Dude, Michael Madsen is just so, like, even keel with no emotion throughout this whole movie. It's literally hilarious. Such a bad casting, by the way. He does not fit this character of Vladimir whatsoever. He looks nothing like a vampire. The long mullet wig they gave him does not fit.
It hurts.
Literally anybody else would have been better. Almost literally anybody else.
Yeah. They could have cast like Michael Caine in this role and it would have fit.
100%. They could have casted literally Tyrese Gibson and it would have been better.
Literally anyone.
Yep.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah. So that's Billy Zane's scene. We learn Rain is just like, she's like trying to kill vampires because like there's vampires that start like attacking a stagecoach and she kills the vampires. She's like, I'm not here to hurt humans. I just hunt vampires.
Yep. She makes that pretty clear. She has that on her conscience that she'll only kill vampires, not humans.
Then she just shows up at a monastery. Maybe I missed it. Do they tell you how she knows to go to this monastery?
I mean, it looks like she has a cross, so she probably has some kind of affiliation with specific monasteries. I'm not sure. I have no idea. But she shows up there, and I don't understand this part literally at all, because she kills what looks like to be a midsummer oracle with his own
bat
mallet.
It was a troll, right? I thought it was a troll.
But he's guarding everything. He kills them. There is no repercussions for her killing this person, except that they talk to her afterwards and let her.
They
know.
give her a scolding.
Yeah.
They're like, you killed our troll guardian. To be fair, she killed the troll guardian though to get to the eye.
Yeah, she grabs the eye.
Well, let's talk about those traps. The fucking
the
blades coming out of the ground.
Then she hops through them and then she like gets the eye and they just stop.
Yes, but then the water starts to trickle down.
Water starts to flow in because the room closes,
but the eye makes her immune to water.
Yep, the eye makes her immune. Doesn't bother her at all, and she fully absorbs the eyes. So now she has like 2 different color eyes.
So, all right, hear me out. And by hear me out, actually explain to me this. You have a trap, right?
Please explain to me.
Yeah, it's a please explain to me. You have a trap. The basic trap is the saw trap. I get that. Why would your second trap be water if the water trap isn't unlocked until you get to the eye, but the eye makes you immune to the water?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
So how is that a trap?
It literally makes no sense. It should have been the opposite.
Yes, it should have been the water first, and if you get through it, they try to kill you with the razor.
You should have locked the room so you get the water. If you survive the water as a vampire that is very vulnerable to water, you get the eye, clears you from the water, but then you got to escape the blades.
Yes.
Make more sense.
Make a lot of sense, because it doesn't make you immune to blades.
Or ignore the water altogether. Just ignore it and just do the blades.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Just tons of blades. This is going to be exhausting.
Yeah. This movie does tail off even worse towards the end, too. It gets very boring.
Yes. So now Rain, like you said, they just give her a scolding, and then they are attacked by Kagan's men.
Yep.
This scene is kind of, for a big battle, right? Kind of boring. Because it's just like slash blood, slash blood, slash blood.
The choreography is terrible. It's literally just like one cut. Like, it's just like a slash cut kill. Like there's no choreography put into this movie whatsoever.
Michael Madsen moves in slow motion.
Yep. Not move quick.
He is moving like a 85-year-old Alzheimer's grandpa.
100%.
Some of the kills, like some of the stabbings through the face look decent.
There's one that looks pretty good because there's a sword that actually goes through someone's face.
Yeah. Like some of them don't look bad. There's one where a guy gets cut in half from here, and you could clearly tell the guy's body is on one side, and it's like a fake arm on the other side.
Absolutely pathetic.
And it looks horrible.
It's fucking pathetic.
Yeah. Michael Madsen's group actually shows up during this to like help them, and that's when they meet up with Rain.
Yeah.
And like,
no, they'll be throwing her in a jail cell soon for like all of maybe 35 seconds.
There's a scene though too here where like the bad guys, they capture the head of the monastery, and they literally, I think it's Will Sanderson's like, where are you taking her? And stabs him.
Yep.
As he asked the question.
No point. Like, you're never gonna get the information. Like, it's just so stupid.
Like, he's like, where are you taking her? Stab. It's like, you're supposed to stab him after you get the information, or after he doesn't tell you the information. You don't stab mid asking the information. I'm getting heated. I'm getting heated.
It's fair. It's fucking nonsensical. The movie makes no sense.
Whew. Okay. So Michael Madsen's group, they now bring her back they put her in the jail cell. She's knocked out. So this is another thing that is like super kind of confusing to me. And it's more so just that it's done poorly. So like they talk to her, they realize they're both after the same people, they're both after the same thing. But isn't she a trained fighter already?
Yes.
Why do they now have a training montage with her where they make it that she can't fight?
So she supposedly could be fucking up vampires. She's a vampire human, but now they have to train her and specialize her swordplay. It makes no sense to me. Because then she spars with them. She spars with fucking Michelle Rodriguez, who gets the best of her at some parts, but then she gets the best of her, so it goes back and forth. What a fucking doozy.
Look, it makes no sense. Like, this training scene shouldn't have happened because it's established she can fight already.
100%. Sometimes I just want to burn myself alive watching movies like this.
I know. So let's talk about that, because we're going to meet Meatloaf a Day.
Yep, which was an ask by Kristana Loken, apparently, to get Meatloaf in this movie for this part.
Okay.
And I also, by reading the trivia, interestingly enough, those are actual, the naked women are actual
Romanian prostitutes.
Because they were way cheaper than actresses to hire.
Yeah.
So they hired prostitutes. Those are pros.
Good for them. Good job getting work. Meatloaf's character is irrelevant.
Leonid, he's in this scene, and that's it.
What is the purpose of this scene? Any of it, actually.
I don't know. He tries to, like, kill her.
But why do they even go to him?
No clue.
Okay.
It's never explained. Like, you don't know.
He dies. They make him melt with light.
Mm-hmm. They crack open all the windshields to make him burn.
Yeah. Like, if Meatloaf wasn't even in this scene, I don't think I would have even brought it up to talk about. Because I don't get it. Mm-hmm. Like I said, maybe I'm just not. Maybe I am not smart enough to follow an Uwe Boll film.
No, you're fine. It's bizarre.
So yeah, this guy's dead. Meatloaf is dead. Rain is back with the group, and we learn that Kagan has found the rib.
Yes.
So she has the eye. Kagan has the rib.
That's another thing, though. Like, the eye was a big deal, okay? But, like, the rib is just like, oh, I got the rib now. Like, there's no fucking lead up to getting the rib. They do not, like, make it a profound piece of, like, one of the big three relics to get. They make no mention or notice of it.
Nope.
They build up nothing. That's the biggest problem. They build up literally nothing in this movie. There's zero development. So when something you expect to be profound happens, you're just fucking left with this big empty feeling of like, I don't give a fuck.
Yep. It's bad. It's fucking bad. So they go back to the training grounds where out of nowhere, Sebastian, Rain, in a jail cell. Like, what are they talking about? What even leads into this?
She actually is the one that approaches him.
Yes.
He's literally hanging out by the jail cell. She literally opens, she's not like locked in, they trust her at this point. She opens it up and literally goes up to him, and they just start fucking hooking up and fucking. She takes off his pants. He unbuttons her shirt. He starts licking her tit, which gave us the fucking passion bump.
Hit it.
I will make sure to hit it.
Passion bump. Passion bump. Passion bump.
Right, yeah. We all know it's the passion bump. It's what made the passion bump. Mike G invented it with this very scene. He licks her tit. It's wonderful. Makes no fucking sense. It's way too forced and developed. No development.
I've never been so angry to see a hot chick get her tit licked until this like movie. It's like, what the fuck was the point?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Maybe this movie's worse than I thought it was.
It's pretty bad, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking bad.
Like, I remember like saying to you, like, maybe it's not as bad as I remember, but when you actually talk about it and like actually say what the movie is out loud,
It's horrible.
It's a horrible fucking movie.
It's literally really bad.
So, nipple lick aside, Brimstone, by the way, the name of where they are, which I assume is the name of something in the game.
Yeah,
Brimstone
probably.
makes like, Brimstone is under attack. They're under siege. And the capsule collapses, but you don't actually see any of that.
No.
You actually, because they had left, you just learned this information from a dying guy on the ground who reveals to only Rain that Michelle Rodriguez had betrayed them.
And this is the worst thing ever because there's literally no notice of her betrayal besides this guy voicing that Caterin has betrayed them.
Yes. And there was one other scene with Billy Zane, I think, that took place that we didn't mention, that he writes to his daughter again to help him.
Yeah.
And that's it. You'll never see Billy Zane again. He will never actually interact with his daughter in this movie.
Have you ever noticed? Yeah, exactly. And that's what she wanted, like, to be with him. Like,
Yeah.
Could you imagine a worse form of betrayal? Like, this is the most underdeveloped betrayal, the most unimpactful betrayal in movie history.
Yes, and it's you don't see it. It makes no sense.
A betrayal, first of all, is just like something that's super violent. Like, usually if you're betraying someone, you're immediately killing a few people. None of that happens.
No. And the thing is, Vladimir and Sebastian never, throughout the entire movie, even up until their death, never learned they were betrayed by her. Because Rain doesn't tell them.
Yep.
Rain actually goes out on her own.
And has an underwater swimming party with Michelle Rodriguez where she stabs Rain, but then Rain gets the best of her and kills her in some weird way where it's just like, is this even a good death? Probably not.
No. And she gets the heart. The heart's just underwater with them.
Fucking insane.
How did they even know the heart was there? Because they don't establish they know where things are.
It wouldn't have. Wouldn't have.
Unless I missed something in the Billy Zane speech.
Nope.
But this is the thing, too. Billy Zane is so... doesn't want to be there. I don't want to even be watching his scene. Because he's not selling me to watch it.
Nope.
This is why you need your actors to actually want to be in your goddamn movie. So I want to see what they're saying.
Yeah, this is a long hour 40. Like, you get to, like, the hour mark, and you're like, I really need this 40 minutes. To really speed the fuck up. It gets
absurd. This is the longest movie we watched of this set of 4 we recorded.
Yeah. Sure.
So she's dead. She has the heart. Rain now goes and gets captured on purpose.
Oh, this strategy, 0 sense. She gets captured. She thinks she's going to be able to kill them from the inside, which she kind of does. And then they walk into a slaughter. They get captured, and they're able to somewhat kill them from the inside. How would this ever fucking come to fruition?
I don't know. The plan makes no sense. The fact that the plan works also makes less sense. Why wouldn't they just kill Vladimir and Sebastian? Why would they even put him in a jail cell?
They would be stripped and murdered immediately.
Yes.
It makes 0 sense how they're able to not only survive this, still be able to get in, like, access to their weapons and murder. Like, it's insane to me.
Like, I get why they kept Rain alive. They needed her for the ritual.
Of course.
But Vladimir and Sebastian would be instantly murdered.
They would be toast.
It's a horrible plan. Anyway, Rain is taken out of her jail cell to be put to the ceremonial ritual, and Michael Madsen comes up with his guard my companion is missing plan, which also how does Sebastian disappear from the cell? I get he's hanging on the roof, but I feel like it's not tall enough that you wouldn't notice him if he were the guard.
Yeah, no, I agree. You wouldn't notice him. But, I mean, like, apparently he's a spider monkey who hangs from the top. And he's like, guard, my associate is missing. And then he just comes down and, like, kicks him, and, like, they get out of the jail cell. It's the stupidest fucking shit ever.
Yeah.
Kill me. Kill me now.
Just
bury me.
So then they get upstairs and everyone starts to fight. Michael Madsen eventually gets grabbed from behind, and I swear to God, he gets stabbed in the chest, and he gives us like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. He doesn't. He
Uneventful death.
I think the way to put it is not that like he was hurt. He was like mildly annoyed.
Yeah,
he was stabbed.
Yep, mildly annoyed. You wouldn't even know he's dying, but he does die. And even the main character, who gets fucking he gets slit up a little bit.
He kills he kills Will Sanderson first.
Yep, Dormamere, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Dorsamere.
I couldn't say his name, so I just called him Will Sanderson the whole movie.
Yeah,
but
Will Sanderson.
He's dead. He cuts his throat, right?
Correct.
And then Sebastian gets stabbed from behind by Ben Kingsley, right?
Also, the throat cutting scene is just absolutely not timed correctly. Like, it is just such a bad movie. What were you saying after that?
So I was just saying, Sebastian gets stabbed by Ben Kingsley, right?
Kagan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Ben Kingsley says his lines so fast.
Yeah, he does a terrible job. He just wanted to be a vampire, I guess, really bad.
Yeah, he just wanted to wear the costume. He could have just dressed up at Halloween.
Even like what they make the CGI look like when he's biting, it's just so fucking bad. And then he actually has Rain at the brink of death, like he's going to kill her. But then you have on his deathbed, Sebastian throw the holy water at him.
Yeah,
and then and like shoot him with a
dart gun, arrow.
That he actually catches.
Yes.
And then Rain takes her hands and like
pokes him in the chest.
Stabs him with that in the heart, I think.
Yeah.
Killing him.
Yeah. And then she goes she goes over to Sebastian and she's going to bite him to keep him alive forever.
He doesn't want
He doesn't want it. So he dies.
He doesn't want to be a vampire.
Which I get. It's not for everyone. But then in a confusing scene, she sits on the throne.
Oh, yeah. So now she's like, after all of that, she kind of reminisces about where she's been. And this just doesn't fit. Like, it doesn't feel much. Like, I don't care. There's no investment. So she's reminiscing about her times in the circus. Now she's killed all of them, and she has her blood mustache from eating the blood cereal.
Yeah.
And, you know, them just killing a guy that's on the ground about 152 times. They slash this person, so blood just sprinkling from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Then they, like you said, that guy that they hit his shoulder, but it was completely different part of the body from his normal side of the body, so it looks totally fake.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just relishing all of this, and now she's on the throne for maybe 2 minutes before she gets on a horse and leaves, and that's the end of the movie.
Yep. That's it. It's great. Love it, right?
I'm fucking confused.
Was it hinting that she was like bad? Like at the end, that she like once now she has all the items, she's like evil and she loves blood.
I didn't get that. My impression was just like she finally like realized like after all that she finally got her revenge.
Revenge, okay, and that's why she smiles.
It was a bloody revenge, but she's finally there, and she got on top of her father who raped her mother, and it was bloody, but like this is her life when she accepts it. That's what I took.
Okay,
but she's not gonna be fucking wrong. I don't understand anything.
Yeah, okay, same. So that's it. That's the end of this movie. I guess I'll keep this short and sweet. It's a fucking 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
I was going to give it... God, it might be lower. Am I going too high with 4 out of 10?
I have a 3. Just being honest.
Let me see what I gave this on. I think I gave it a 3, actually. No,
I absolutely have as an IMDb 3. The reason for my 3 is for everything I mentioned. There is zero development in this movie. Things just fucking happen on screen that are completely and totally unexplainable. The dialogue is absolute trash. The best reprieve you can get from this movie is watching Michael Madsen not give a fuck. Literally, that's the only enjoyment I got. However, it is better than Alone in the Dark because that movie is a 2-hour snooze fest. And then House of the Dead, which is just one of the worst movies ever. But I will be honest, if given the opportunity, I'd rather watch that movie because at least it's funnier bad. Mm-hmm. This is just bad.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, so I'm gonna give this movie a 3. This movie sucks ass. There's nothing good about it. Like, Kristanna Loken's the best part. She actually seemed like she cared being in the movie, but it's not like she wasn't necessarily good, and it's not necessarily her fault. She was given shit material. You're gonna give a shit product.
Yeah, she was probably the best part of the movie, honestly.
No one else cared they were in it. So, like, it's just bad all around. The directing's terrible. The acting's bad. The writing's bad. The blood is bloody, but it doesn't make sense where it's coming from. The story's all over the place. There's the fucking terrible movie. 3 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair. And like I said, we love vampire movies. This one just wasn't it. And, unfortunately, that's the case. But, Shane, I do have a question for you.
I'll love this.
Is it true you have an S on your chest, but only because you shave your chest hair to resemble the snake that you are?
That's a lot to unpack. I don't shave my chest, so the answer to your question is no. There's just no S in my chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you going to say that you are a snake or no?
I'm not a snake.
Okay.
Never have been. I'm not in the movie The Taking of Deborah Logan. I am not a snake.
Okay. Sure.
Confirmed. Not a snake. Confirmed.
Got it. Loud and clear.
Cool. All right. So what's your number review? I don't think you gave a number.
Oh, 3.
Oh, okay. So
Sorry.
we're on the same page.
Stone Cold.
We're both giving it.
Stone Cold 3.
Okay. Good to know. So this movie, like we said, there's no shortage of death. So eulogy. Like, do we give it to Michael Madsen?
I think we give it to Michael Madsen just because we fucking couldn't even understand the fact that he did die.
Yeah, because there's obviously Michelle Rodriguez dies, Sebastian dies, Sanderson dies, Kagan dies, a lot of randos die. The Troll, it's a good head smash with the spike bat.
Yeah, it was a good head smash.
But you're right, Vladimir.
Yep.
I don't even know what your character was. You were a vampire hunter who I think killed one vampire in the movie. You didn't have a purpose. You didn't have like a storyline or a plot. You had nothing except the wine coolers in your fridge, which you took full advantage of drinking. Because I don't think you remember filming this movie, if I'm going to be honest, allegedly. Because I've never seen someone die and just be mildly annoyed by it. It's honestly a fascinating character study into like a role and how it could be so bad. So we're going to put you in our Necronomicon for that because you might be the worst character we've ever put in the Necronomicon. And we put the Dogs from Signs in here.
That's fair. He was rough. And I don't think he wanted to be here.
Not at all. So next week, I think it's the 3-year anniversary, right?
Yeah, it is.
It is. The next week is the 3-year anniversary. So we're going to start a series we've been wanting to start for a while. We want to get to it, and we want to get through a lot of it as soon as possible so we could start talking about the newer movies that are coming out in the series. So we're hitting the poster up there. We're going to do Scream.
Scream.
Love me some Scream. Great movie. Great series overall. One of the strongest slasher series out there.
Yep.
Is a Wes Craven classic, and I'm very excited to get to it.
You're thrilled. You're ready to go.
We are very excited. And Bri, I'm going to have a question for you next week.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you now, but I will tell you this. We are the Final Podcast signing off, and we will see you next week, where I see what your favorite scary movie is.
Oh, I'm excited for this. I'm very excited to be reviewing Scream. You know where to find us, www.thefinalpodcast.com. New episodes for Final Podcast every Monday and Final Friday. Every single Friday morning at 6 a.m. Check us out, and we'll see you there. Scream next week. New movies following. We're excited.
Yeah.